This week our vintage camper van is fighting back, giving us some headaches that have been 20 years in the making. We're pretty sure that's not supposed to happen. Thankfully it's not diesel, and we're pretty sure all this wiring is not as complicated as it looks. A wee bit later on we escape those van induced headaches to visit a Scottish glen that you probably haven't seen very much of on YouTube. But first, today is an exciting day because this has arrived. If you're wondering what's inside this uninspiring grey box, it's something that is game changing for content creation. And to give you a clue, it goes with these, my Meta Ray-Ban glasses. Now I had a pair of Meta Ray-Ban glasses before, as you know, but they got a bit immolated in that fire that you saw last week, possibly, depending on how this is edited. And because I've got really iffy eyes, I need prescription lenses. So in the grey box that I just showed you, there are prescription lenses, but because I've got varifocal weirdness going on, the lenses actually cost more than the glasses did. They've got a video on the website of Lensology where I got these lenses about how to change them, and they make it look so easy, but last time it took more force than I was really wanting to use on my nice glasses. Basically you just do that and that, and then the new ones just pop in as easily as that. Yeah, right. There's a pair of lenses. Now to try and get them into the frames. I'm not actually sure I can I can record doing this because last time there was swearing and crunching and strange noises. But I'll give it a go. So that just goes there like that, and then it goes like that. Last time I wasn't even sure they were the right size for the frames. Okay, I'm going to break something here. This is just, it's a nightmare. I mean, it really is beyond tight. Okay, I'm going to change positions and I'll let you see them when they're finished or broken. And with a lot more crunching noises than I was comfortable with. There you go, that's some. The lenses are in, and the good news is they appear to work fine. That means back to being able to film on my glasses and see what I'm doing at the same time, which will be novel. And hopefully these ones won't die in a massive plume of smoke and flame. And now that I can see and film, I can get on with the work required on this big green beast. Found a problem with it when I tried to test out the shower. I wasn't having a shower, I was just testing it, and all the water came peeing out the bottom, so I think we've got a hose off somewhere, so that's probably the first place to start. Just found that in one of the cupboards. We must have bought that when we were away, I don't really remember. But anyway, we've got some emergency wine. And this is the thing that scares me the most. It's 2003 electronics. If that goes wrong, I'm imagining it's not going to be very easy or indeed cheap to fix unless I can check out what all these connections actually do and replicate it somehow. I know that switch there is a bit broken. That'll need sorted as well, I guess. A van with a proper toilet. Who even knew that was a thing? I've got to get this off because there's a leak down the back of it somewhere. It leaks when it comes out of there, and it leaks when it comes out of the overflow bit there, so yeah, wish me luck. I've removed all the obvious screw head things, but there's not one down here, and this is the panel that I need to get out, which is slightly, well, it's going to be interesting. I'll let you know how I get on, obviously. The random removal of screws has worked. Get a knife blade around that, and then we can hopefully see where it's leaking. Let's find out together. This is 20-year-old silicone, so thankfully it's coming out quite easily. I think this bottom bit, after what I was saying earlier, is just glued in. So let's test that theory by trying to unglue it. I think I've figured out where the leak's coming from, because this is the wastewater pipe up here, and yeah, again, you probably can't see this, but it's rotten. It's so brittle you squeeze it and it breaks. It goes along there, and then into that thing over there. That's definitely the cause of the problem. The bad news is I can't really get access to get that pipe out, so yeah, not sure. A bit of guddling is required again, I think. I'm not much of an expert, but I don't think that is particularly waterproof. It's also obviously leaking from the bottom of the shower. This fan has got a shower, woo! But I can see daylight down there, so I think that's the hole that I was trying to find the other side of. I think the other side of it is just here. That'd be nice. One day I'm going to do a project that doesn't involve a trip to B&Q, but obviously today is not that day. Right, plumbing, that's what we're heading for. If I can improvise something from what they've got here, let's have a wee look. This stuff would let me use proper joints and things, but I don't think it's going to fit. I don't think it's quite big enough. This said what I was looking for was quite a common part, but I can't find it. I can't see any grey waste pipe things here. There must be them somewhere, surely. Ah, yeah, I've been looking on the wrong side of the aisle. I've been doing all that over there, and they're actually over here. But I think that looks about right, doesn't it? Right, I'm just scratching my head and procrastinating. I'm going to buy 2 of these and see how they do. Fingers crossed. Must resist temptation to go and sample local cuisine. I know this pipe is a bit smaller than the stuff that's there, but hopefully I can make it work. and the stuff that's there is very probably 20 years old, so it's due a day off. Oh, it just about almost fits. Look at that, it's just a little bit too big. I think, actually, if I heat that up in boiling water and then push it, that should work. There's a plan. So what are we thinking? Is the hot water thing going to expand it enough to push it on? Because then once I've done that, I can batter it with silicone and it'll never leak again. Well, not for another 20 years anyway. The hardest part of this has been finding a cup that we don't actually use, so if Bex ever watches this video, I'm not using her, her cup to do it, but that's just past boiling water. That is plastic. It should be softening. Let's cross our fingers, shall we? Voila! If it still leaks, I'll put some silicone around it, but that might not leak actually. That might be enough. Let's cross our fingers again. I've just done that. Let's cross our fingers twice. De Niro, does that look good? You think it's going to work? De Niro says yeah, but I can't eat it, so I'm not interested.
And the good news is, it did indeed not leak. So there you are. Ignore that dribble there. That's nothing to do with this. That's a leak from somewhere else. But that's a job for another day, because that's enough for just now. Bex is coming home, and then tomorrow we're going to take you to one of Scotland's most beautiful glens. Not.
Today we have come a long way from home to Scotland's least attractive glen. This is Glenrothes, which is just up the road from the house. It consists of lots and lots of fairly new, fairly uninteresting housing, a massive shopping centre, and as of a few weeks ago, a park run, which we're now going to go and do for the second time. Which, if nothing else, gets me away from trying to sort the ignition on that van. I'm still not quite sure what I'm going to do with it, but I will figure it out. It's the only problem it's got left, as far as I'm aware. And I have to get it fixed because next week we're going on a big road trip. Yay! If you want to see some amazing sculpture, Glenrothes is not the place to come. It's a new town and they dotted some art about. I use the phrase art very loosely. Quite a lot of hippopotamus or hippopotami for some reason. Park runners, assemble!
And when I told you about the hippos, I was not joking. There's a hippo, and behind it there's a hippo, and over there, guess what? Yep, it's another hippo. They are not very aesthetically pleasing, but they are everywhere. There's a few of them dotted about in this park that we might see later on, or we might not.
And this is interesting. I suppose it's for the Titanic. What the Titanic has got to do with Glenrothes, I have got no idea. Maybe, it's by Jasmine Doyle. I thought maybe Jasmine Doyle had been on the Titanic. They have spent an absolute fortune doing up this park. There's a children's play area and a skate park and all sorts of stuff. Is it money well spent? Well, it's probably, to be honest, going to get vandalised quite quickly because this is Glenrothes. Oh, not seen this before. This is pretty cool. It must be for like cycling proficiency or something. There's lots of road signs and junctions and stuff. I'm guessing that's what it's for because it's not big enough for actual cars. The excitement mounting. No, it isn't. And we are off. I know the script by now. I will keep you posted of interesting stuff or how unpleasant it is all feeling. Just now it's feeling like we're just walking, so it's fine. It's a big hill. You only do this hill once on the way up and once on the way down, thankfully.
Thanks, Marshall.
Thank you, Marshall. It's quite a pretty park run. Wave at the photographer, everyone. I don't think I've ever seen so many photographers on one course. There's quite a few. Should be lots of really good photos of us looking exhausted. And at the finish. I spared you most of my whining all the way around there because I got Bex to whine at. You got the benefit of it last year when I was in Germany. Thanks, guys!
Lovely, well done.
I think the only word to really describe this part of Glenrothes is grim, I think. I hope you're all ready for this. This is the hub of an artificially designed town. This is the Kingdom Shopping Centre. We've taken you to some exciting places, but this is definitely going to be one of the best. Actually, lower your expectations. Although, to be fair, Bex, if you've seen some of our other videos, this is actually quite a vibrant and successful shopping centre.
It is, it's quite a nice one.
It's quite a nice one. That's quite impressive. As Bex has just said, how do you have roadworks in a shopping centre? The answer is you're in Glenrothes. Though knowing Glenrothes, that's probably actually an art installation. Right, we're on the hunt for treasure. This is quite cool. Look, it's got a fridge magnet. Hang on, here we go. I think we'll have that for the eBay shop. I know somebody who'd look great in these. Bex, they're they're Levi's as well. Oh wow, we're in a different charity shop now. I wonder how old that is. That's Super Switch, light switch. These days it's all online and YouTube, but people still like these old car books, so we always buy them when we see them. There's a few of them on our eBay shop as well. I quite like them as well, they're quite interesting. It's a pity they don't do one for a citron cactus. It is a belter, isn't it? Oh look, the back's even better. Intention of buying any algae treatment?
Well, you never know when you might need algae treatment.
Do you have a problem with algae in your
In the algae department.
niche things in charity shops.
Right, that's enough of Glenrothes for anyone. On the way out, shall we see if we can see any more statues? This will be exciting. There are lots. Most of them are yeah. You've seen some. You've got the idea.
That is definitely art, isn't it?
A bit out of sequence, but this is the plug hole thing out the bottom of the shower that I'm now going to try and glue back into place. Once it's glued in, it gets held in with the bit that goes inside, but yeah, we'll see how this goes.
Lots and lots of silicone. I don't imagine the stuff that's been in there's probably lasted 20 years, so I don't imagine this will ever be coming out again. I hope.
There is actually a rubber washer around there as well, so I don't know if it actually needs any silicone or not, but we'll do it just for the sake of doing it. There we go.
Pretty sure this bit doesn't need silicone around it, but we'll do it anyway, just because we've got the silicone. And yeah, I don't imagine the shower will actually get used particularly often because we usually stay in hotels, or in hotels a couple of nights anyway. Well, that is that. I'll tighten up with a screwdriver, obviously, but job done. You ever taken one of those jobs on that you wish you'd never started? Well, this is almost that sort of job. I'm looking at the electrics in the van because I want to replace the control panel, which is a bit flaky, with something that isn't. But trying to figure out how it's been wired is proving to be a bit of a challenge. I don't think I'm the first person in here to faff about these electrics, but it's got labellings on most things, which is handy. The control panel that's in here is 20 odd years old, obviously, and it's electronic, and I don't think it's I don't think it's in very good nick. The capacitors and stuff are probably all on the way out, so I'm just replacing it with some dumb switches, much more modern.
And as we're off on a road trip next week, I need the bits quite quickly, so 24 hours later.
I'm starting to know this machine far too well. More stuff ordered for the van. I'll show you what I got in a minute. The control panel in the van was A, faulty, and B, I think overly complicated. Why do you need to know the outside temperature and all that sort of gubbins? No idea. So this should be much simpler and also within my my competency to actually wire in. But before I can get on with fitting that panel, I've got to take the dog for a walk. He insisted. I also noticed he looks like he's got a slight limp again. How can he injure himself when all he does all day is sleep? The wiring in this van is obviously largely 20 years old. Looks like there's been quite a lot of people messing about with it since then, but this is in here somewhere is what I am oh, it's it's not a very big box. I hope I've got the right thing. Da-da. Right, sorry, lots of noise, so this will be sounding really loud, but hey-ho.
So here we go, this is what we're replacing. That is the old panel, which is a bit flaky, and we're going to replace it with something newer, and as I said before, a wee bitty simpler, so let's see how we get on.
Say I know what most of the wires do. There's a lot in here that I'm not sure about. I think these must be for outside temperature sensors and, well, that says waste on it. I think that's a waste water level things and blah blah blah. None of that is going to be in the new version. And this is the secret weapon when it comes to doing any sort of wiring these days. These are imitation Wago connectors. Wago connectors are just like non-solder and non-screw electrical connectors, but they're legal to use for actual electrical installations. So they're perfect for a wee car or a van in this case. But there, you can join various cables together using those. They're really handy wee things. I use them all the time in my my electrical other job, so yeah, should be okay. And amazingly, and believe me, no one is more amazed than me, this is it's all working. It's all connected through to the original wiring down here, taking out all the stuff that I don't need anymore because it's all fused in the top. So yeah, ignore that mess. That wasn't me. I have tried to make it a little bit more logical though. And as it actually turns out, I thought that was quite a small panel. It's not much smaller than the previous one, so there it is. I've got to do something with that hole, obviously. That's the first thing Bex is going to notice. But yeah, lights, water, heater. There isn't a water heater sticker, so that says pressure. The fans, and the USB sockets. We are cooking we gas, literally, in this van.
Well, that's taken a few hours last night of preparation and then only about an hour and a half today, and thankfully everything looks like it's working. All the switches are doing what they should do, so yeah, I didn't blow anything up, which was my biggest fear. At the moment we are charging the battery via the main, so even the charger's working, and yeah, the plug up, electric hookup is working. It's all good. I think everything is tickety-boo.
De Niro, I know it's a bit warm. Please stop panting. You look a bit panty.
So the control panel fitting is all well and good, but this fan's electrics are 20 years old, and one thing that we rely on now that we didn't have 20 years ago is USB ports. Now, the control panel has got 2 on the front, but yeah, it's still not going to be enough.
De Niro reckons that 2 USB ports is plenty because all you got to do is charge up your phone.
But oh no, the YouTube lifestyle needs a lot more than 2 USB ports. There's a lot of charging to be done.
On top of obviously the phone, there is the GoPro, there is the drone controller and drone batteries, there is the DJI microphones, and there is the laptop. So yeah, there's quite a lot of stuff that needs to be charged up. Didn't have these problems 20 years ago.
Oh, and also the Meta Ray-Ban glasses.
And with some terrible editing to rectify that small emission on the new van. This is some Amazon stuff. So how did people manage before they had Amazon? I have no idea. But this is all of the bits and pieces you need for USB connections inside the van. So we'll have some battery chargers and some stuff, USB ports. Yeah, you get the idea. It's some stuff.